Hello everybody, I'm Dan. This is going to be my beginner review stroke corruption level 5 guide. I say beginner because I am a beginner. I only started playing a couple of days ago, but I've played a lot of this game, even though I've only started recently, and I've had a lot of fun with it, and I just had to make a video and talk about it. So I'm playing as Archi. I can play Novu as well, but I just want to play Archi. And I'm not. I'm no master at this game at all. Like my gear is not optimized whatsoever. It's just drips and drabs, but it is all epics. And Archie's not fully leveled up either. So you don't have to be totally maxed out to beat Corruption 5. I find that in this game it's just like in a lot of games where knowledge allows you to beat the game more so than anything else really. So I just wanted to go through it and share my thoughts, and I hope that I don't bore anybody watching. So thank you for your time. Here we go. I'm playing on BlueStacks and with an Xbox controller, in case anybody is wondering. So normally I would use a stabilizer and get light here, because there's one element that I hate to face in the temple, and that is light. Because those laser beams, I just can't deal with them. So if we do get light in temple, I'll probably wipe. If that, I will try my best to beat it, but that is the one element that if we see, I'm probably going to lose. So just FYI, but I hope that the commentary is alright. Yeah, so let's get underway. So I like Archi. I find that Archi has much better DPS than Novu, but he is incredibly squishy. So we have Crystal and Earth. So obviously initially getting our abilities together. So I find Cone Shot is a brilliant ability for Archi. I tend to use Cone Shot well into the late game, unless I find something like much better. But yeah, Cone Shot's really good, I find. It's fast and it's AoE. And I find with Archi, AoE is the way to go. So I just start the run, just rush everything down. You can use your class skill, Piercing Shot, that's a good one. The class skill refreshes every time you enter a new room. So use it right off the bat, and don't be afraid of wasting it, because you're not. It will refresh. So I find the general mechanics with this game is enemies that have a red health bar, as you see, once you start chipping away at the health bar, the main mechanic I find is that they can be stun locked by just constantly auto attacking. And I think this is where a lot of Crystal Missiles is good. And I find that the stun locking aspect of the game is where a lot of the skill comes from, is wearing down the shield, keeping yourself safe until you're able to stun lock enemies to death. And I find that just little movements to get out of the way of harm, no need to panic. So I'm using a controller so I can really control what I'm doing here. So I find that crystal slimes and earth slimes, they're non-threats for the most part. Unless one sneaks up on you and you're not paying attention, you should never get hit by either of these two elements. I find that in terms of slimes, there's only really 3 that are like not a complete non-threat, and that's fire, cosmos, and poison. I think those 3 are quite dangerous slimes, especially when they are comboing with mages or elementals. You just have to pay attention. Sometimes I even focus them just to get them out of the way. So earth mages, generally not a threat, just once you know that they get in range you just need to move, and you can see their animation, which kind of direction they're facing, and that'll give you an idea of which way to kite. Like if they're facing down and they start to channel their attack, you need to move to the sides, because obviously it's going to hit you in, like, they do track you a bit, so as long as you're not moving in the direction they're facing. I know it sounds obvious, but I've got caught out a few times before I knew that. So bouncing shot, I don't really like this ability. I find it just straight up misses when I fire it without locking on, but obviously it's better than straight shot, so I'll use it for now. So earth mages, generally they're not a threat. Crystal mages, again, generally I don't find they're a threat either. Once you know that they get in range, they start channeling, just do a little sidestep, same as the earth mages, and I'm going to hopefully start picking up my speed a bit now. Sorry for boring people, going slow. So crystal mages, once you know they get in range, and this is going to be the case for a lot of enemies, is once they get within range, you just need to do a little sidestep, and you can interrupt your attacks. Like, you don't have to stand and just turret shots out. You can move around, and I do that. I'll slow my DPS down just to be safer. Yeah, we'll go for Cosmos, why not? I do tend to move around like this in a dangerous room just to stay safe, even though it's less damage. I find that safety is the most important thing in this game, especially for Archi, because he can only take like 2 to 3 hits before he goes down and you have to revive. So yep, staying safe. I mean, this room is basically done, but I just want to demonstrate that it's okay to slow it down and just stay alive. Cosmic Pulse, that's not bad. Yeah, why not? I was worried I would get the floating orb. Cosmos does sometimes give you a floating orb skill. I find that's completely useless on Archi because you need to be in melee range to make use of that, and Archi does not want to go into melee range. So we're starting to pick up our damage a bit here, you can see. So just clearing the rooms. I try to do the first level hitless islands. I try to do that hitless if I can, because this game's all about snowballing effects. So the more health you have going into Temple, the higher chance you have of winning. So Crystal Mage, just looking for his, when he starts to channel, and then I just do a little sidestep and he's easily dodged. So again, you can use while you're attacking, so I always, in this situation you get a merchant. No matter what it is, I find that merchant's always the one to pick over any other option, because you can get skills in the merchant, like runes, sorry. So this, I can actually buy all of these, so I'm just going to buy all of them. Crystal Missiles has the highest DPS I find, so I use that. Arrow Rain, yep, sure. AoE is nice, so I'll get rid of Bouncing Shot. As I said, I was just looking for an excuse to replace that. Obviously, if somebody knows an optimal way to play these skills, by all means, you can discuss that. This is just how I like to play. So, Corrupted Slime, as long as you're aware of what his abilities are, he's not a threat. So he's got Earth and Crystal, so he wants to very slowly walk towards me and do a very slow attack. So in terms of what elements are good on the boss, Crystal and Earth are like some of the weakest, if not the weakest. Like maybe Poison's the weakest on the slime, just because with that attack that he does when he's got Poison element, you literally don't even need to move. You just stand at max range and just stay still. And I find that sometimes that's the case with a lot of enemies, is just knowing what's actually a threat and when you can just stand still. And if we come across certain other enemies, I'll go through that as well. So yeah, just kiting them around, not letting them get close, just DPSing his brains out. So just a little sidestep for that attack. And if you're spamming auto attack like this, you can use bullseye and it will actually interrupt your attack chain and allow you to move. A bit like Novu's dodge, only it won't actually make you invulnerable. But just a little note. Like for instance, if I'm attacking and I press it, oh well, because I'm not targeting anything, but no, that was a terrible example. But normally it'll interrupt you, so I don't need the healing fountain. Oh, and because bullseye refreshes in every new room, you can use it as a speed boost to just get through bonus rooms. So we've got Cosmos and Fire, which means of course in Temple we're probably going to wipe to a Mist Bright, but I will give it a good go. So we'll learn together, because the Bright Corrupted Elemental is, in my opinion, the hardest boss and boss variant. So we will hopefully defeat that together. Just typical when I make this video, I get that. So right now my priority is keeping my health high as possible, not taking any hits. I'm looking at these Cosmos slimes out the corner of my eye. They attack in a cross shape, so long as you're not like directly above or to the side of them, they can't hit you, even if they attack. So they're only really dangerous when they're comboing with another dangerous enemy, like the Cosmo Mages, which again, these guys, oh, I killed them a bit quick there, I was going to show, but there is a little trick to them. To like make it as efficient as possible to avoid their damage, and that is, I'll take the level up, and that is where you can stand so that they don't hit you. So fire slimes and Cosmo slimes are, I think, the most dangerous slimes, and poison slimes as well. Hopefully I can show you what I mean with this mage. So the trick to these guys is understanding, just trying to focus on dodging out of the way. So, kill the slime, please. Okay, so, oh, never mind. More spawns. If I get one on his own, I'll show you what I mean, how to deal with them. So generally I just move in either a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction around the room, and that keeps enemies tethered so they're not always attacking off cooldown. So fire mages, so long as you don't let them get close to you, they're not a threat at all. But if they do get close to you, they can catch you out. So they can, especially in Temple, if they combo, they can be dangerous, but otherwise just tether, kite, and they're not a threat. So leveling up, we'll go for, I'll go for Crystal Touch, why not? So, yep, sure. What was I saying? Oh yeah, just rambling on. So these mages, so you stand on this side here, and they can't hit you. So stand not within melee range, but just kind of off melee range, kind of below and to the left of them, and the orbs will just casually go over you, and they won't hit you. And also, as long as, with another trick with these guys is if you are out of position, if they do fire, a way to dodge them is you actually run into it. Instead of running out, you run forward, and that allows you to dodge them. I find the most efficient way. So yep, just wind down the shields until the point where you can just stun lock them to death, and then we don't need to kite when they're in stun lock range. So again, fire mage coming up. Sometimes you can bait out their attack and just to gain more space. Like if you're going to find yourself trapped in a corner, you can run up to them and bait it out and reposition into an open space. Something else you can do. So yep, just grinding through, getting through the shields. So Dark Elementals, these guys I think are dangerous. I always have my eye on them. They're dangerous at range and they're dangerous up close. I always have my eye on them, and as soon as they turn red, I sidestep. And obviously once they get close, you need to move away from them because their AoE does come out quickly. And unlike the Earth Elemental, there's no condition for it activating, it just fires. Whereas the Earth Elemental, you need to hit it first and it does like a counter. So I always upgrade my most used abilities. So you know what, this is actually, I like this setup here. AoE, AoE and AoE. I like this. I would only really replace any of these if I find Meteor Shower or Scatter Shot, or sometimes I do like the Straight Shot, the 3 and 4. I do like that as well, but I'm pretty much set in terms of abilities now, skills. So we're just looking for a good rune setup, keeping our health high, fighting. So Fire Elementals, these guys are fun. I like these guys. These are my favourite. I think these are my favourite enemies. So they have 2 attacks. Elementals, of course, they always have 2 attacks. Mages and Slimes have 1 attack. Elementals have 2. So these guys, they have this Ring of Fire. When you see that, you don't have to move. If you want to be safe, you can just move out of everything. And that way it doesn't really matter what they're sending. You don't even have to look. Because if you move, you'll just dodge it without needing to identify what skill it is. And the other attack is that those 3 balls in a line. So again, I'm moving. The Cosmo Mage can't hit me. Keeping my eye on that Fire Slime, just so I don't get caught out. Little movements. So Fire Elementals, just keep moving. They are dangerous, but I would say they're fun. Like, unlike the Beam, the Light Elementals, there's a lot of counterplay to them. Whereas the Light Elementals, if you get a couple of them and they desync and beam you at the same time, you can just get unlucky. You can just get pushed into a corner and just get forced to be hit, almost. That's what I find anyway. But the Fire Elementals, you can just kite them around. Crystal Rift. Okay. Yep, got a spare slot, so why not? So what have we got? Oh, always Purifiers, for me at least. Because Purifiers are hard to come by, so I try to pick that up whenever I see it. Now, I don't need health, because I'm Archi, I'm going to get 2-shot anyway, so I don't tend to get health on Archi. I tend to just try and get as much damage as possible. And I use offensive defense Archi. Novu, it's a different story. Novu, I usually pick up a couple of runes until I'm confident that my run has won, basically. But it's up to your personal preference. But I find Archi, I'm confident I can kite. Watch me get hit now that I've said that I'm confident. So dodge these. This room's tricky. I've died quite a few times in this room. It's just understanding what your windows are to move, when you need to move, when you can just stun lock. So I'm keeping my eye on the Fire Elemental because everything over there is stun locked. And then I'm just going to reposition here because I don't like being stuck in that corner. And arrows have unlimited range, so unless it's like arrow rain, this kind of straight shot arrows have unlimited range. So if you kind of know where enemies are, you can just spam out until they get in range, get a little bit of extra DPS on them. So now they've all lined up in a nice little choke, so they're all dead. Nice and easily. But that was the most dangerous room we've been up so far. So I like Crystal Missiles, it's one of my favourite skills. So I can't obviously put it on there, but what I can do is put it on here. Get more AoE and more crystal. I find crystals really good because crystal, as well as dealing damage, it increases your crit chance on enemies, which is even more damage. Whereas, yeah, so this, we're always up to 2, so I'll just get that one. Stability doesn't really matter. So, in terms of what I think are the best elements to have on your abilities, well, firstly, it depends if you're playing Novu or... Oops, my controller locked there. So I need to just focus a bit. So I did take a hit there, but it doesn't mean the run's over, because if I get through the mage, corrupted mage, without getting hit, I can heal up, and then I'll be full health for the temple. So it would essentially mean I didn't get hit there, if I can pull it off. So just dodging the fire, dodging everything. This is another dangerous room. There's quite a few dangerous rooms in the forest. There's no shame in wiping in forest, especially if you get cornered by bullet hell. What was I saying? Oh yes, what elements I think are good. So on Novu, I think poison is good on Novu, but on Archi, I think poison is bad. Otherwise, all the damaging abilities are kind of, I would say, the same in terms of just damage and usefulness, with the exception of Crystal and Earth. I think Crystal and Earth are the best ability, the best elements. People might agree with me, disagree with me on that, and that's fine. We can have our own opinions. But the thing with Earth is, I find that it can, just having the shield up passively can sometimes save a run, even if it doesn't always have the best DPS. And Crystal, of course, just for the crit. Lots and lots of crits. So yeah, I think Earth is underrated, and I think it's really good. Double arrows, so this is bad, so I won't take that. So I don't really, I mean, I'm fine with the 3 abilities that I have, so I'm just going to upgrade my elements. So this room has wiped me a few times, so apologies if I misstep here. But this room is I'd say this room is the single most dangerous room in forest. So I just take it nice and slow. If it's a dangerous room, I take it slow. So yep, all dead, easy. So we've got a lot of slimes. So just keeping an eye, quick scan, see where I need to stand. Looking for those flame slimes and then dodging. So, yep, 4 slimes, too hard, throw another slime. So when enemies spawn, I try to just take a moment, oops, yeah, I got cornered there, of course, that's why this room's dangerous, so apologies for the ad here. So, sometimes you can just be pushed into a corner, and that's fine. So there, I was trying to dodge the Cosmo Mage. I was lazy, I was on the right side of him, I should have been on the left side, and that allowed me to get hit. Now, just because we went down doesn't mean the run's over. We've still got, what, 2 more hits? 2 more hits before we wipe. So, we're not going to quit. We're going to dig down a little, see if we can immediately get hit again and then wipe. It's going to be embarrassing if I wipe here. Let's see if we can come back. So I'm paying attention. I'm just going really slow now. So survivability is more important than DPS. So we've got a fire mage, a fire elemental, that's what I was looking for, and another slime, and of course the mage. So this is quite a dangerous setup, but just take it slow, use the rune, kite out of corners, get DPS in where it's free, just keep going. So yeah, I would recommend, if you do get down to my situation where you're like 1 hit away from death, like wiping, just slow everything down. Take it slow. Like even after clearing the room, just take a moment to just breathe. The run is not over. So here I will upgrade crystal missiles. Not too bothered about the fire touch. So we're on the merchant, which means we're on the boss. The merchant is always before the boss. So unfortunately we didn't get any health. That's fine. We just need to do it hitless. Easy peasy. Double shot, no thanks. What are we on? Don't need the element, so we might as well take that. More damage. Okay, so just going to take a quick sip of tea. So the corrupted mage. So I always recommend, before you go into a boss, just notice what the 2 runes are on the stage and kind of get an idea of what you're about to run into. So this stage is fire and dark, so actually quite a dangerous boss. I mean, the fire part I'm not so scared about. It's the cosmos part of this that's scary, because there's going to be a lot of little balls flying around everywhere. Otherwise, the boss, when he wants to use his fire attack, is just going to meander towards me and try to hit me in close range, which I'll just move. So yeah, move around in clockwise or anti-clockwise, whatever your preference is for this. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, let's see if we can do it hitless. It has to be hitless because I'm dead in 1 hit here. So you always get a quick bit of time to get DPS out as soon as the boss fight starts. So first, and then I start kiting. So kite. It's in. Yep. So there, I was in a corner, but I know once I see those balls come out, I dodge into him unless I'm comfortable taking it out here. So again, the lag, trying to dodge, just dodging everything as best I can. Lots of fire mages. Sometimes you can get lucky and you can kill the boss before something dangerous comes out. So yeah, just take your time. Group them all up until the boss attacks. Use the rune. Pull them all to one side, run over to the other side. You can get hits in as you're kiting as well. But I'm giving myself plenty of space here, as I'm 1 hit away from death. So he's probably going to start bringing in some dark mages now, which is where the real challenge begins. Here we go. Get a bit of damage off here. What's he doing? Okay, he's going for his fire attack here. That's why he's not making balls. He's trying to get into melee range. So he might let me kill him if we're lucky here. If he gets into a chain, he might summon. He might just run for his fire attack. It looks like he's trying to get his fire attack off, which we will take. Oh, never mind. Must have. I find that once they get to like a third left, they use both attacks. So they'll start off on 1, and then they'll go for their second attack. There's the fire. So I kind of baited it out there because I was in a bit of a spot, and I chose to fight him, to kite him on my terms. So here I'm just taking it nice and slow. There's no need to worry when you're 1 hit away from death. So I'm getting into a corner, so just kite away. And don't ever try to race the boss health. Like, he's getting low here, but I wouldn't just let him get close to me. And I wouldn't just let him get close to me and try and burst him down. Never do that, in my opinion. Always just stay safe, keep kiting, and just the fight takes as long as it takes. So we beat that. Got 2 canisters that we can't open because I don't have enough purifiers. And now I will drink from the fountain of life. So that's probably 2 hits. Probably 2 hits in the tank now. Unless I find an earth spell. But yeah, fat chance of that happening. So, poison and bright. Poison, as long as you know what you're doing, the poison elementals and poison boss, they're not threats, as long as you know what you're doing. They have a whirlwind attack, but so long as you're kind of moving clockwise around them, like in this direction, as long as you're moving clockwise, that whirlwind attack pretty much won't hit you. You can also just stand still if you're at max range, and it will literally go around you. If I get one, I might show. I will show. Bright mages, they're dangerous. When they start channeling, you will have to dodge. Until the shield breaks, of course. Like here, it starts channeling, I dodge, I respect it, I dodge. Poison mages, they're not a threat. They're basically earth mages, but even slower. So yeah, they're a joke. But we're not getting cocky here because this one's probably over. Because, as I say, bright elementals and laser beams, that's what's going to kill us. But we're going to try. We get there, we don't, then that just goes to show that not all runs are meant to be. and it just goes to show that you can use an elemental stabilizer and just get that bright elemental on the islands, and that way you guarantee that you don't see it in the temple. And I do that when I have stabilizers to spend. So here everything is, all the shields are broken, so I can just spam. Oh, more enemies. So I stop DPSing here and I just have a look at the room. Nothing real threatening, just need to know when to move, when to DPS. So keep your eyes on mist slimes, they're dangerous. They're far more dangerous than the mages. As soon as they channel, they channel quick as well, so I find that you can't always stun them. Yep, but otherwise, once you get into a rhythm, just turret them down. So apologies if it's been a bit of a slow run. Normally I'm a bit faster than this. Do I bother with poison? I'm not even going to bother with poison. I find that poison's only good if you can really build towards getting a catalyst spike. Just letting it tick I find isn't very good DPS either. I'm just using the flat elemental damage, which is what I'm going to be going for. If I see any bright rooms, I'll go for them. But normally, right now I'm just looking for leveling up skills, attack skills, and leveling up the element runes that I've already got, because I'm quite happy with this build. So, oh yeah, I went the wrong way. So, just as I say how I'm going to demonstrate how to deal with these guys, the poison elementals, I immediately do the other way. So I'm just trying to get rid of the mages, and then I'll show you, do some one-on-one. So they have this corn thing. You can't stun lock the poison elementals. Poison elementals are the only non-boss that can't be stun locked. So just bear that in mind when you're taking these guys on. Just pushing that guy down. So come on, just want to get some one-on-one to show you how to deal with this tornado. Whoop. I went the wrong way. Oh, of course, more spawns. That's just typical. So, bright mage, just look to move. Always look to move, reposition, just stay alive. All what matters is that you don't take hits. Because you need to save. I'm going the wrong way. I keep saying go clockwise, but I'm going anti-clockwise. Just goes to show that if it's better to move one way, if going the other way would make you trapped, then go the other way. You know, it's not set in stone. So anyway, tornado, you can see how it kind of veers off, and it always follows that movement path. So long as you're at max range and you're standing still, it won't hit you. It'll get close, but it won't hit you. As long as you're max range. So here, stood still, and it just misses. I did have to move a bit there just to dodge the slime. So yeah, continuing on with the run, let's see if we can beat it. So he's trying to get close, but I'm just going to keep it there. Slowly work my way through the level. Apologies if the commentary is a bit scatterbrained. I didn't go into this with any kind of structure, I just wanted to ramble basically and just say how much I really do love this game. It is such a fun game, especially for a mobile game. It's really good. But I would recommend, so let's see what this is. So this is Scatter Shot, so we will take that. So Cone Shot's level 2, Piercing's level 3, Rain Arrows. Okay, so I will get rid of... Looking at what we've got, I'm actually inclined... I don't know. Kind of like all my abilities. I'll get rid of Piercing Shot. Keep it all AoE. Go full AoE. Why not? I know it's a level up. So here I'm going to grab this Earth because I want the passive shields. I find that it might make me from being 2-shot to being 3-shot. Let's see if we're wrong. Oh yeah, Bright Elementals. These guys, most dangerous enemies in the game by far. If If anyone disagrees with me, I'd like to know what your reasoning is, why these guys aren't the most dangerous. They've got a super fast, so the tanky, of course, you have to chew through that shield before you can stun lock them. And their light arrow has very quick wind up, so you need to keep your eye on him at all points, and even if you dodge it, you could find yourself running into it anyway, because it ricochets off walls. And then that laser beam, let's see if I can get him to show. Come on, show us the laser beam. So it goes in a Y shape. Yep, so here it is. This right here. So this is my Bane. Especially as Archi, you can't dodge it. Like, you can't dodge through it as you can with Novu. You have to either be out of range or just run around it. Like, run with it. But it is in a Y shape, so long as you know... Oh. So long as you're aware that it comes out below him and off to his kind of top corners, and you're not standing there, you can avoid being insta-hit by it, but sometimes you will just get trapped, especially on the boss. The boss works a bit differently. He has 4 laser beams instead of 3, and it moves faster as well. So we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So we're just clearing rooms. Temple, there are a lot of rooms in Temple. It does take a while to get to the boss. We'll just know when it's safe to DPS. To move. Dead here. Stun lock. Poison elemental. Oh, yeah, run clockwise. And that guarantees the dodge. Clockwise. Even just kind of run around this. So that was risky there. I should have kept moving for that slime, because once you see it charging, their attack does have a really quick wind up, so that can catch you out. So, right, here we go. Don't give me rock throw, and it gives me rock throw. Oh well, whatever. A shield's a shield, and damage is damage. So we get element up or skill. I'm gonna check skill actually, because I might get meteor and I might get impale shot. I like both of them. Might just get something useless. Worth checking. Personal preference. I could level up one of my runes, but probably the better thing to do, to be honest. But if I do get meteor or meteor shower, you know, or impale, then it's worth. It's just that, you know, risk versus reward. So here, I'm just repositioning because I don't like that I'm in a corner there. And now I can fight a bit safer on all the ground. So I can pretty much keep all the slimes stun locked here, but I'm trying to just wear down that Bright Mage's shield so that I can stun lock him. There it is. So push him. So Bright Elemental, these guys. Bane of my life. Am I dead? This is close. Okay, just got out. So there, I was in a corner, but I couldn't move out because of the laser beams. This will be quite interesting if I do end up winning. So here you can stay out of range of it. That is an option. Not always an option if you're in a corner. Oh, now I've got 2 of them. So this is dangerous. Just wait till we get to the boss. I'm going to have 4 of these suckers. So that was a laser beam. I was kiting away from it, but I did manage to corrupt him. Even if, like, because it's so quick, sometimes, like, I'm just going slow here. Taking my time, staying out of range, fighting them on my terms, moving out of the arrow. I need to move here because if that laser comes out, I'll get hit. I just let the arrow ricochet above me. So here, I can just unlock him now. Use bullseye because it refreshes in the next room. Right, what did we get? Ooh, that could be good. That could be good. Oh, I mean, 2, 3. Yeah, why not? Why not? It does lock you in place for a bit, so it could lead to me wiping, but I like it. I think it's a fun ability. So this, I just shards over Affinity Tower. I find with Affinity Towers, sometimes you can just get unlucky, and it can buff an ability, like an element that you're not using, and for that reason I don't check Affinity runes if there's like anything else. The best bonus rooms, I think the one that gives you an extra rune on your skill, because it's just more damage. So here, just repositioning, having a look and seeing what I'm up against. Oh, I got tagged. Yep. I zoned out. And that's all it takes, is just, but because I had the earth shield up, you see how much damage that blocked? That maybe gives me another hit in the tank, like 2 hits. So the run is not over. But yeah, that just goes to show bright mages are dangerous and you have to respect them. But it also goes to show that in this game, one momentary lapse of focus can lead to a wipe. So before going into a room, especially in temple, it can be a good idea just to wait safely once you've cleared a room, and just refocus, get some water. Oh, bugger. Okay, this is dicey, but like I say, practice what I preach. Can we beat the last boss hitless? Unless we get some healing in the merchant, it's going to have to be hitless. Like I say, we'll probably wipe, so I hope that nobody will think less of me for wiping. Like I say, Bright Temple is the hardest. Taking my time. I can get out of range here. Please die. Stun lock in now. Right, even there, I did break his shield, but because the wind up on this light arrow is so fast, I just dodged anyway. But I'm only one hit, I'm not going to take the chance if I can. And now I can just DPS. Oh, unless the fart mage comes in my way and takes aggro. Right, so chain lightning, I mean, probably better than one of these, right? Probably, yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, affinity. So is this the merchant now? We're going to be close to the merchant. Like, this is why I don't take affinity, because there it was poison and bright, and I literally only picked up one bright element, so this is basically useless. Okay, so money and element up. I'm going to get element up here. Could go for money, and then I might be able to buy 3 things from the merchant, but I'm confident I can just get 2. The best choice. So this room's pretty safe. You just fight them around. Just take time. And new enemies spawn in when you're on the last enemy, or when the enemies are all dead. Well, sometimes I'm pretty sure that they can spawn on... Oh, that was close. 2 enemies. So, charge up and then dodge. Tornado, just move clockwise or left. And it won't hit you. Bright Mage is still a threat, keeping my eye on him, but pretty much dead. Once enemy shield breaks, a lot of enemies become much more easier to manage. So the poison element, I'm just going to position here, bait out the light mage. No harm in baiting out. So 2 tornadoes, easy peasy, just move left. Got the cone. Light slimes, they're not a threat. They're only a threat on the island. They can have wiped once or twice to light slimes, but just on island. Once I get a bit of a build going, then they're easy. So yep, just working our way through. And I hope that everyone, I'd like to say thanks to everyone that's bared with me, and if you've enjoyed the commentary, then great, and if you've learned a thing or two, great. And I hope that my knowledge isn't too lacking to those people that are better at this game than me. I'm just going really slow here. So light beams, out of range, stand still for the tornado, don't need to move. Light arrow, I'm just going to keep dodging here, because I knew it would ricochet there, follow me. So, I wouldn't recommend standing still and hoping that they use the laser beam, because if, like I say, if they do go for the light arrow, then you will get hit because it's just so fast on the wind up. I'd say always be moving around light elementals. Level 6, probably crystal missiles. 4, 5, 3, 4. I'm getting a lot of hits on. Yeah, that gives me higher DPS on the boss. Because boss obviously is one target, so the 3 hitter probably best DPS there. So crystal and element up. I'll go for element up. I don't really need to hope I get like the legendary. Might be better, but I'm happy with what I've got. Oh, that was close. That was close. My game lagged out briefly, but I kind of saw that he was going for his charge up, and I just managed to move out of it. That was nearly game over. Let's see, will we wipe here? Will we wipe? It's an open room, but it's quite late in the run, so every room at this point, even if it's an open room, is dangerous. So I'm going to just outrange this. If I can, I tend to outrange them. Obviously, if I'm trapped, then you have to respect the movement. Will we win the boss though? That's the question. Because the boss is no joke. Oh, that was close. See, I was going against my advice there. Never try to race an enemy's shield or health bar. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to wait for the stun lock. I'm just going slow, taking my time, using my peripherals to look for any bullets coming off the edge of the screen. You find that a lot of bullets come at you if you're up against dark elements and dark slimes, or cosmos, whatever you prefer. Stun lock, light elemental. I'm just going to bait out his attack here. You get a few seconds before they're ready to attack you again. So if you've made it this far, try to guess if I'm going to be able to win the run or not, or if this video will have a sad ending. Whoa! Just running away from the light arrow. Now his shields are broken, obviously, so I can just stun lock him to death. One's dead. 6, 6. Oh, 4, 4. Probably Crystal Rift. What are we on? Right, so we're at the boss. So this is okay. So we get a bit of health. I don't know if it'll make. Ooh, what money are we on? So that's of course. So not going into that room previously is coming back to bite me. So this I can only afford one of these. I wouldn't take that over just straight up getting Meteor Shower. So it falls down to, does this health potion give me 2 hits? Or should I just get that? Now, 20% of 162 is That's probably not going to give me another hit. So I think I'm still one shot. Even if I get to 100 earth shield, I think I'm still one shot. Because I'm only going to be on about 30 hit points. More like 40. Yeah, it's probably still a one shot. You know what? Offense is the best defense sometimes. So we're going to replace our weakest ability here, which is Arrow Rain. Goodbye, you served me well. I'm going to take a moment and have a quick swig of water. I don't smoke. So, as I predicted at minute 5, the laser beam is what's going to get me here. So the boss has a cross-shaped laser beam like this. So I need to always be stood in a corner with the boss. And I need to use the whole room to keep him tethered, to keep him out of attack range as best I can. I will have to move over and force them to attack. But basically, if I get multiple bright elementals and the boss decides to use his laser at the same time, I'm just going to get trapped and I'll get hit and I can't dodge it because I'm Archi and Archi can't dodge. So let's see if we can do it. So I might be a bit quiet here, but I'm just going to try and focus. So let's see if we can beat this guy. If I do beat this guy, it will be the first time that I've beaten the Bright Elemental boss. So let's see if I can overcome my demons. So you get an initial DPS phase before he starts to summon his boys. I'm going to utilise that. Stand out. And a boost. Right. Laser beams. Okay, this could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. I'll explain why afterwards. Oh shit, that. I'm just gonna have to dodge, try and get out. I'm going the wrong way, but I have to. Taking it super slow. Sometimes you just need eyes in the back of your head and really focus. But I am giving this my best shot. I'm trying to focus the elements, not the boss. I'll explain why afterwards. Is it bad? Am I out of range? Just... down. Stop summoning bright elementals, please. I'm saving Bullseye in case I need to make a... No! I was explaining! Oh, we lost. Oh, that is tragic. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, one momentary lapse of judgment is all it takes to wipe. But we gave it a good go there. Gave it a good go. It was still pretty dicey because I was trying to focus the bright elementals and hope that he would just start summoning poison elementals, and also because the boss's initial attack was his poison element, which is whirlwind, not his laser beams. So I was trying to keep him as high health as possible so he didn't start using his laser beam. But yeah, we just got caught. I was trying to save my Bullseye to kite out of range. So bit of a disappointing end to the run. But as I say, Bright, if anyone else has a trick to it, then by all means, please educate me. But I find that I can pretty much guaranteed do all of the elements apart from Bright, and it's those laser beams. So thank you for watching. I hope that it was entertaining, and if you'd like to see any more videos, please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and yeah, comment on feedback. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.